Hi everyone, I hope you're well and are enjoying your bank holiday weekend. It's gorgeous weather here and I've been really enjoying just chilling out, relaxing with family and friends and things. I spent most of this morning actually tidying up, which wasn't so fun, but then I thought I'd dedicate this afternoon to doing my blog and making some videos for you. So the first video I'm going to make is a haul video, of course. You know I love my shopping and I'm always buying beauty bits as time goes on, and these are kind of a collective haul of things that I've bought over the past month or so, mostly high-end things. I have treated myself a little bit, but I've been working hard and on my lunch break I run out and buy, you know, one or two bits at a time. So I'm going to put them all together and show you what I've bought. Now most of these things are kind of base items. There are a lot of foundations. I think there's about three different foundations, a powder, some concealer and things, just because since I've been working in an office environment, my normal foundations, powders and concealers haven't been working so well for me. I don't know if it's the air, I don't know if it's the length of time that I'm sat there, I don't really have time to touch up that often, so I've really been looking for something or products that are going to last just that much longer on my skin. I naturally have oily, very oily skin anyway, but when I worked from home it wasn't so much of a bother if I got a little bit shiny and I just touch up with powder or blot or whatever, but in an office environment I don't get to do that so often, so I've been really searching for the perfect kind of long-lasting base products. So I'll get started, and the first product that I picked up isn't so much actually for the office, but one that I've wanted to try for ages, and I think it will be my weekend kind of base, and it's the Dr.Jart BB cream, and this is the SPF 25 water fuse one. So this is for oily skin because it's water based and has no oils in it, which is great if you have very oily or combination skin, as it will tend to stay a little bit longer. I've only used this once so far. I bought it about 2 weeks ago, but I haven't really had time to try it because in the week I'm not going to risk to try this during the day, but I wore this yesterday and really enjoyed it. It gives a light to medium coverage. It's really nice and easy to apply. Just use my fingers to do it, and I would say if you've got pretty good skin, this is a really nice BB cream to try, and if you have oily skin as well, because it did last pretty much most of the day. I did have to powder once or twice, but I do really like this, and I'm looking forward to giving it more of a trial before I review it on my blog. But I really like that one, just for an easy fuss-free face at the weekends when I can't be bothered to do too much with my foundation. More on the heavier side are some foundations that I've picked up for the office, and the first one I bought was the No7 Beautifully Matte. I was recommended this many times on Twitter when I'd asked for different foundation recommendations, and I've seen Lisa Eldridge use it and maybe the Pixie Woo sisters, I think, in some of their videos, so I'd always been intrigued, and they were doing that offer where you get £3 off No7 products, so I thought I'd give it a go. I actually ended up buying two because I bought one and then the colour wasn't perfect for me, so I had to buy another, and now I mix them together to make the perfect shade. The shades I have are Cool Vanilla and Cool Beige. One's a little bit too pinky and one's a little bit too yellow, so I just mix them and they're perfect. I do really like this foundation. I think it's great if you need quite a lot of coverage and you have really oily skin. It has a kind of, it's not a very liquidy formula, it has an almost kind of mousse formula to it, which is nice. It's very soft. It feels lovely when you're applying it. It's quite thick but not too thick, and like I said, it has that kind of moussey texture feeling to it, so it feels very like silky on the skin. It applies lovely, it fills in all the pores, evens out the skin, makes your skin look really nice and fresh, and I do really like it. The only thing I don't like about this, it doesn't last the longest amount of time on my skin, and because it is a little bit heavy, I can't put too much powder on it because my skin then looks really cakey and powdery. So I kind of am going to reserve this probably for the weekend use, when maybe if I'm going out or something I need a little bit more coverage, but I do find it quite a heavy coverage. If you don't have great skin, this is probably really good for you, and if you don't need to wear a powder, it's great, but if you do have particularly very oily skin, then powder on top of this just doesn't work, or it doesn't work for me. If you have any other any tips or something in ways that I can use this to not make it look so cakey with a powder on top, then I would really love to know. But overall, the No7 Beautifully Matte is a really nice medium to heavy coverage foundation for oilier skin types, and I know a lot of people really like this. And I do like it, but I have found one better, and I have been raving about this on Twitter, and I think this might be the one. I think this might be the foundation for me. since Chanel discontinued the Matte Lumiere, I've never found one that I love quite as much. I do really like my Lancome Teint Idol 24 Hours foundation. I've repurchased that 5 or 6 times. It's great. Colours haven't been perfect for me, and sometimes I do find it not as kind of weightless as I would like and not as long lasting as I would like, but overall that's almost been perfect for me, probably 90%. But I needed one that was as good as Matte Lumiere was on my skin, and I discovered this one just over 2 weeks ago I think now, and it's the D&G new foundation, and it's called the Perfect Matte Liquid Foundation. This is absolutely amazing. It's really nice and weightless. It offers really good medium coverage that's buildable, but it doesn't feel heavy on the skin. It isn't cakey at all. It looks so natural. The only thing that I don't like about it is that it dries very quickly. So whenever I applied it with my Louise Young foundation brush, I kind of stipple it on and then buff it into the skin. And then usually I like to use my fingers or the warmth of my fingers to make it look as natural as possible. By the time I get to doing that, it's pretty much dry on my skin, which I don't like so much. But if you have very oily skin, it's perfect because it kind of adheres to the skin really well and doesn't let the oil through. This over the course of the day probably lasts on my skin about 7 hours shine free, which is absolutely amazing. Even Lancome Teint Idol Ultra lasted about 4 or 5 hours before I'd have to blot and powder, but this is absolutely phenomenal for lasting power. The finish is absolutely beautiful. It looks so natural, and when your oils do start to come through, the great thing about this is that it doesn't look completely greasy like other foundations tend to do when they mix with your oils. This just gives a nice glow, so it doesn't leave me, I'm not scared of that glow. When I know if I haven't been able to touch up, I know that I don't look like my face is melting. I just know that I kind of look a little bit glowier than I would like, but still like healthy skin, which I really like. But I definitely recommend this if you have very oily skin or normal to combination skin, you want a foundation that will last all day, then this one is absolutely amazing. Everything about it is perfect. It just looks very natural, it's weightless, it gives good coverage, and it lasts a really long time. This is kind of expensive. I think it was £38, which is a lot for a foundation, but it is worth it in my opinion. I have tried all matte foundations. I have tried pretty much across the market, cheap and expensive. I've tried them all for oily skin, and this has to be my favourite by far, and I think it's absolutely amazing. So if you can pick up a sample, I know it's kind of hard to get hold of, then definitely do. The colour shade that I am is 75 Bisque, and I got a kind of yellow undertone because my skin naturally is pink undertoned, and I'd wanted to neutralise it because with the Lancome one I found that the colour I was matched is very pink, so I always looked more red than I would like, but this one is perfect for me. And if you have a similar kind of skin tone, skin shade to me, then 75 Bisque is a good one. So moving on, and I've got three things from Chanel to show you. I think I've mentioned this in my favourites video, but I hadn't mentioned it in a haul, and I purchased this just over a month ago I think, and it's the new Chanel Les Beiges Healthy Glow Sheer Powder with SPF 15, and I've been really enjoying this. This is a really gorgeous lightweight kind of powder foundation or setting powder. It looks beautiful on top of most foundations. It's very natural. It kind of covers all the pores. It doesn't look heavy. It gives this kind of flawless face. It makes your skin almost look like a doll. It evens everything out. It gives kind of, it mattifies, but it gives a glow at the same time. It just looks extremely healthy. It smells amazing. It's really finely milled. It's one of the softest powders I have ever tried, and I have been absolutely loving this, and I use this every single day on top of the D&G, just a really light amount just on my T-zone area. And if I use a lighter foundation like the BB cream, I'll put this everywhere just to make it last a little bit longer when the foundation's not a long-lasting one itself. But I really recommend this if you can get hold of this. This is a beautiful formula. It's really lightweight, just amazingly soft and finely milled. It just makes the skin look absolutely flawless and perfect. I got the shade number 10, which I think is the palest colour, because number 20, which I should have really been matched to, was sold out, but this works just fine for me because it doesn't add that much pigmentation. It won't add that much more coverage. It just kind of evens it out and gives a soft veil effect to the skin, which is beautiful. I know they do about 6 different shades, so hopefully there'll be a shade for you, but this was around, I think it was about £35 or something, which is really expensive, but I have been using it every day and really enjoying it. while I was there I also picked up a concealer, and the reason I bought this concealer is because my Dior Nude, I can't remember the exact name, but Dior Nude Under Eye Concealer, which is my absolute favourite. I've purchased it 2 or 3 times. It's one of the best moisturising, non-cakey but good coverage under eye concealers ever. That was running out. I have got a tiny bit left, which I still use every day, and I thought I'd try something different. So I saw this and I'd heard some good things about it, and it's the Chanel Lasting Perfection Corrector Under Eye Concealer. I'd heard great things, but I do like it. I don't absolutely love it. I have been giving it a go and using it for a few weeks, and while it does give good coverage, it does tend to look really good at first, but then when you're moving your eyes and during the day, it kind of cakes a little bit, which I don't like so much, and the Dior one never ever does this. But I do like the kind of formula of this. It's kind of a thicker, more cream-like formula than the Dior one, which is more liquidy. But yeah, it does cake. So if you have any fine lines or wrinkles, or want it to last and look perfect all day, this probably isn't the best for you. I'd recommend the Dior one on top of this. But if you don't have problems with this and you want a really good coverage concealer, you can use this all over the face as well, and it does last a good long amount of time on the skin, then this one is okay. Don't think it's amazing, but I do think it's pretty good. Also from Chanel, I was kind of conned by the sales lady into picking up their new mascara, and this is the Chanel Volume de Chanel, I think it's called. It's called, yeah, Le Volume de Chanel mascara. I used to love Chanel mascaras. I haven't used one in quite a long time, but I do really like some of their mascaras, and saw the kind of promo pics of this on the stand, and it comes in about 3 or 4 different shades for the summer, but I went for black just because I'm going to wear black the most. And I really like that it has a kind of a fat wand. It's got these plastic bristles, if you can see, and they go spirally all around, but they have gaps in the middle, which is really nice. So it allows you to get a really even finish through the lashes. It's not clumpy. It's really nice and volumizing. The only thing about this is that I do have to wipe off quite a lot of excess because it is very liquidy. There's a lot of product, and it can get clumpy if you use it and you haven't wiped it off. But apart from that, it adds a nice amount of curl. It adds a nice amount of volume. Isn't the best mascara I've ever tried. I love YSL Singulier, and I love Benefit's They're Real, and I love No7 Exceptional Curl and things like this. This is good, not the best, but I am glad I have it, and I will use it all up. But it is nice. If you like very, very black lashes, then you'll probably like this, but on a day-to-day basis I like to have voluminous lashes but a little bit more natural. And talking of that, I'll move on to the one that I have been loving and that I purchased just over a week ago, and I think it's amazing. And it's the new Rimmel Scandeleyes Flex mascara. This is fantastic. If you want really nice, long, separated, voluminous lashes that are black but not clumpy and not too black, and they're just natural, they look really, really good but very natural at the same time, then this one is fantastic. I really, really love this mascara, and as you can see, the wand is absolutely massive. So it's a really, really fat at the top, and it's slightly tapered towards the end, and it's a natural bristle brush. So if you like, or you prefer natural bristle brush, I really recommend you to try the Rimmel Scandeleyes Flex mascara. But it's lovely for natural everyday lashes, and this is pretty much what I wear. I just put 2 layers of this on and I'm good to go, and it doesn't look too much, whereas the Chanel one can be a little bit extreme for me, and sometimes I feel like it's too black and too much on my lashes. Good for a night out, but not in the day. So I have a few more bits. I have 3 more bits to show you. I know this is a little bit random and a little bit long, but hopefully you've enjoyed some of my recommendations and haul products. And the next product I'm going to talk about is the Tom Ford Brow Sculptor, and my best friend religiously uses this. She's used it for a good, I don't know, year or so. She'd always been telling me how great it is, but I resisted buying it just because I have so many other eyebrow products. I'm really big on eyebrows, as you probably know. I try lots and lots of different type of products, from pot eyebrow things to pencils to waxy products to liquid pens. I just want to try them all to get the perfect brows. I'm really into sculpted brows. And yeah, so I caved when I went shopping the other week and bought this. It was pricey, it was £35 or so, but it's all I've been using, and I can say I really love it. It's definitely worth it. If they have the perfect shade for you, the quality and the formula and the finish of this is absolutely amazing. So it looks like this in kind of a basic pen form. It has a spoolie on one side which you use to comb through the brows, and after you've applied the brow product you can get a more natural finish just by grooming it through. And then on the other side is the kind of brow sculptor, and it looks like this. So as you can see, it is angled, which is really good, because most people eyebrows, if you want to get kind of that bit here, the kind of fatter bit of the thing, it's absolutely perfect for getting that kind of straight up angle. And also because it's thin that way as well, it's great for drawing in to getting good lines on the top and the bottom. It just gives a really great precision effect just by having it in that shape. It's kind of hard and a little bit waxy, but that's good because it means it's going to last absolutely all day on the eyebrows. And it's not as pigmented as some of the other eyebrow products I use, but it's nice because it's buildable, and it means you don't, sometimes with other ones I find that I can apply too much too quickly and it looks too dark and it looks too much and too fake on my eyebrows. But this one is really nice to use because you can just slowly build it up. As you can see, it looks really natural on the skin, and where I have big gaps in my eyebrows it doesn't look too obvious that I've filled it in with this. It's really lovely. It lasts all day, it kind of holds them all in place. It just looks beautiful and natural, and I really like it. The shade I have is taupe, I believe, which is a really nice, very kind of slightly ashy brown colour. So if you have similar tone eyebrows, similar shade eyebrows to me, then this is probably a good colour for you. My friend has much paler eyebrows than me, and she also uses taupe, and it's completely fine. I think it's number 2, yeah, number 2 taupe. If you want really nice kind of sculpted eyebrows that look very natural and you want them to stay put all day long, then the brow sculptor is absolutely amazing. The next product I have to talk about is a Clarins Instant Light Lip Perfector. As you know, if you've watched me for a long time or you've read my blog, I've been a massive fan of these for about 3 or 4 years probably, when I first featured them on my website and things. Absolutely love these. My favourite, one of my favourite lip gloss, lip moisturiser products of all time. These are amazing. They smell absolutely amazing. They smell of kind of caramel. They leave your lips very hydrated with a very nice glossy finish. They're not sticky at all, so don't, if you avoid lip gloss because you think it's very sticky, these are the exception. They're not at all sticky. They're just very soft. They glide on the lips. They offer a small amount of pigmentation. I often kind of just reach for these and put them on their own without a lipstick underneath, and they just leave my lips really nice and hydrated and shiny with a tiny bit of colour. I picked up the number, I always have every single colour in the range in my collection. They're all just very nice neutral shades, and there are usually 3, but they've released I think 3 or 4 new ones, and I picked up number 4, which is called Petal Shimmer, and it's a beautiful kind of pale baby pink with a slight kind of peachy undertone to it there, and it's beautiful. It is called Petal Shimmer, but as far as I can see, it has no shimmer in it, which is a little bit odd, but I'm happy about that because I don't really like shimmer that much, but I just love this shade. It's beautiful. Like I said, it's not too pigmented on the lips, so it won't give that much colour on the lips. It will just impart a slight kind of pink milkiness to it, and if you put it on top of a nude lipstick it looks amazing. But these are incredible. The formula of these is fantastic. I think this was about £17. They have gone up in price unfortunately since I first started buying them, but I think they're definitely worth it. Last but not least is an amazing lipstick that I have to share with you. The packaging of this is the most amazing makeup packaging that I have ever seen in my life, and I can't wait to show you. So this is the new Givenchy Le Rouge Intense Colour Sensuously Matte Lip Colour, and it's one of their spring-summer lipstick collections. They brought out 2 in the range for their spring-summer collection, and this is the coral shade, and it's called 310 Croissant Coral. And as you can see, the packaging is lovely. It's this beautiful white leather, and it has silver finishing with a kind of stud detail here, which I love. Then you press in the stud and the lipstick comes out like this. It is a matte formula, so it's very pigmented, but it isn't a drying matte formula. It has a nice shine to it, and it's really moisturising on the lips, and that is the colour Croissant Coral. Beautiful, absolutely perfect for the summer. Not one I will wear all the time, but I'm saving it for kind of summer holidays and nights out and things like that. But the formula of these is amazing, and I love the packaging. So I'm going to have to hurry, as again I've talked too much, but I hope you're well, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.